Oh my goodness. We're here. Guys, it has been over a year and I am finally back at Cedar Point, my favorite amusement park in the world that I've ever been to. Has my former #1 ride, Steel Vengeance, along with an amazing Giga Coaster, Millennium Force, an amazing Intamin Blitz in Maverick, and many more rides that I cannot wait to get on. It's kind of a bit chilly today. I thought it was supposed to be like in the 80s and 90s. I think I must have been thinking about Kings Island because it's like 65 right now. I'm in shorts, I'll survive. But yeah, there's not really many people here. I'm like here 15 minutes before early entry starts, though. It's not gonna get crowded till later, but I'm just excited to get in the park, get on some rides. I think we're gonna hit Wild Mouse first because it has pretty bad capacity. So we're gonna head that way. I'm gonna get that credit. And then yeah, we're just gonna go around and ride all these top tier rides, dude. It's been too long. I cannot wait to get into the park, my favorite park, and just experience it, man. I can already smell the smell of Lake Erie. It just smells so good. It smells right. It's home. I can't wait to get in the park, guys. I'll see you in there. All right, guys, we're in the park. The vibes are, of course, phenomenal. Of course, it's about 10 minutes before 9 right now, which is when early entry is supposed to start. They're letting us in early, which is nice because we can start heading to the rides we want to go to. But yeah, as I said earlier, I'm gonna try to go hit Wild Mouse first. So headed that way towards the boardwalk, the new section of the park for this year. And yeah, I'll see you guys over there. It's gonna be a good time. Alright guys, well we just got off Wild Mouse and I will say that was significantly better than I expected. Obviously nothing like crazy intense or anything like that, but it was spinning the entire time, which is fun, and there's a bunch of silly sound effects on it, like watch POV on YouTube. It's really funny, it made me crack up. Super short ride and terrible capacity, so like if it wasn't a walk-on I would never ride it, but way better than I expected. Probably the best Wild Mouse I've ever ridden. So yeah, obviously headed to Gatekeeper now, and then after that we're gonna go head to Millie. So yeah, probably gonna snag one ride on Gatekeeper and then just lap Millie until the rest of the park opens up, and then we'll be heading to Maverick and Steel Vengeance from there. So anyway, I'm gonna try to get front row on Gatekeeper because last time I was here I only got it in the back. So yeah, I'll see you guys after that. Alright guys, just got off Gatekeeper in the front row, left side, edge seat, and that was definitely a whole lot better than the rides I got in the back row last year. If you guys don't know, the left side is the side that comes around the track on the wing over drop, so you get maximum airtime, especially since you're up in the front because you go over it nice and slow. So that was just extremely amplified by being in the front. Obviously on the edge, the keyholes looked like they're way closer. It was just a good time. Obviously nothing super intense or thrilling, but I enjoyed it thoroughly. So anyway, I'm gonna go grab my stuff out the locker, get a little footage of Wild Mouse because I haven't done that yet because I just wanted to come over and get on Gatekeeper before it could possibly get away. And then, yeah, after I get the Wild Mouse footage, we're gonna head straight to Millie. I think it should be up by now, so looking forward to getting on the OG Giga Coaster. I'll see you guys over there. Alright guys, just got off Millennium Force in the front row and such a rush. Definitely like one of the less intense Giga coasters. Like Fury's definitely more intense. I-305 is way more intense. But great floater on the first drop, great floater on both the hills, and the low to the ground turns are super fun. And in the front you just get that crazy wind, and since it's kind of chilly today too, it felt extra fast. I wanted to go back on and get a back row ride as well, but we're gonna do that later. The rest of the park opens up in 5 minutes. I want to go wait at Maverick for it to open up because that ride normally has the longest line, and so I want to get on it the second it opens. So we're gonna head over there now. See you guys over at Maverick. All right guys, here by Maverick. It has a little bit of weight, but it's gonna be way worse later. Right now it's in the cowl pins, like that section right there, but it's not out past it at all. So I would say probably 20-30 minutes. I'm gonna hop on it, try to get in the back row because I rode it in the front both times last year. So I gotta experience it in the back anyway. I'm gonna get on it. I'll see you guys afterwards. Alright guys, just got 2 rides on Maverick, 1 in the front, 1 in the back, and I do have to say I do still prefer in the front. Last time I was here I only rode in the front. The drop is better in the back, everything else is better in the front. The launches are better, the airtime is better, the snaps are better, and that feeling of speed you get is just so much better. So I would definitely say it's a front row ride, but yeah, just as good as I remember. Super intense ride, super snappy, super enjoyable. Definitely not better than like Vengeance. And I'm kind of debating now what I like better, this or Millie, because last time for me, like this was clearly the better ride, but now I'm kind of thinking like it might have some competition with Millie because the first drop on Millie is just so good. And the floater airtime is just amazing. And my one complaint with Maverick is the restraints. Like, I feel like the ejector would be so insane on this ride if your shoulders weren't freaking pinned down. But either way, I do love Maverick. It's definitely top 3 in the park, maybe top 2. But anyway, now that we've ridden Maverick, you know what's up next. The best ride in the park, my former #1 coaster, possibly gonna reclaim its place in #1 right now. Let's see after we ride it. It's obviously Steel Vengeance. I'm super excited to get back on it. Definitely the ride that I've been looking forward to the most on this trip, of course. So yeah, we're gonna get on it. Hopefully a couple times. We'll see how the wait is, and I will see you guys after that. Alright y'all, just got off 1 ride on Steel Vengeance. I would have lapped it, but the line is very long right now. It took about an hour, but obviously very much so worth it. Got it in the back row, of course. First drop, amazing, super long ride, full of so much ejector. I do gotta say though, Air Force One is still my #1. This ride's great, but as I was saying earlier, the airtime on Air Force One is just so aggressive, nothing can compare to it, even Steel Vengeance. Like, it's crazy to say that. The only thing better about Steel Vengeance, first drop is taller and steeper, and the ride is longer. But aside from that, the outer bank is better on Air Force One, the inversions are better on Air Force One, and the airtime is so much more aggressive in the pacing. So I do love Steel Vengeance. It is still my #2, right behind Air Force One. But it's not that close in my opinion. Like, Air Force One is definitely like substantially better. Either way though, I think I'm gonna grab some food now. I got the dining plan with my season pass. And Cedar Point has some amazing food. Like, last time I was here, that was one of my favorite things about this park. The food here is incredible. So I'm gonna check out what they have here in Frontier Town, get something to eat, and then I'm thinking maybe some Magnum time. So yeah, we'll figure that out, but we're gonna go get some food. All right guys, as you just saw, we're getting food at the Farmhouse Grill here in Frontier Town, and let me just show you, the food looks so good. We got steak with some sauce, a biscuit, and some like smashed potatoes with bacon on it. I'm gonna chow down, I'll let you guys know how it is. It looks amazing. Food absolutely slapped. The steak was pretty good, but the start of the show was those potatoes. They were buttery, garlicky, bacony, and delicious. Anyway, walking past Cedar Creek Mine Ride, I already have the credit on that. It's kind of a walk-on, but like, I don't care, I'm not gonna ride it. Maybe tomorrow or some other time, but for today, not feeling it. Headed towards Magnum because the app says it's a walk-on. Hopefully that's the case, because if it is, I'm down to marathon it a little bit. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm headed that way now though. See you guys over there. All right, well, unfortunately, Magnum is currently broken down. They said it might be a while, so I'm wrapping back around towards the front of the park. I definitely at some point today want to hit up Valravn, Raptor, Blue Streak. I think I need to get some more rides on those because I've only gotten a couple each. Especially Blue Streak. Last time I was here, I only got one ride on it in the back. I want to try it in the front because I've heard the air time's way crazier in the front. So probably gonna head over that way. I don't really care for like Iron Dragon or Rougarou too much, and definitely not Corkscrew. If they're walk-ons, I might hit them, but yeah, I'm just kind of headed in that general direction. So anyway, yeah, we'll see what we do next, but definitely gonna do something, that's for sure. Look at that, we got LSMs being installed. Got a big boy crate, and obviously you can see here we got the signs here and here. The trains look really cool. I definitely like the design of the trains. The name though, that is a lazy name right there. Top Thrill 2. All right, you know what? I'm walking by Power Tower. It's a complete walk-on, and the only shot tower I've ever ridden is the one at Santa Cruz Boardwalk, which is only 100 feet tall. This one is more than twice the height, and so I definitely want to give it a try, and I'll let you know how it is, guys. Alright y'all, just got off Power Tower, and I will say that was very fun. I definitely prefer the launch towers over the SNS towers that drop you, because like the SNS towers like Supreme Scream and like the drop side of this one, the drop isn't really intense, it's more floaty. And on this, when you're coming down, it's the same, but the launch actually is pretty forceful. I enjoy it. It reminds me of Dr. Doom at Universal, but this one's a bit taller, so I definitely enjoyed it. Obviously better than the one at Santa Cruz because it's like twice the height. But either way, we're headed back towards the front of the park like I was saying before. I think I'm gonna either hit Blue Streak or Raptor next, so yeah, I'll see you guys at the next ride we go on. Alright y'all, just got off Raptor in the back row. It was an absolute walk-on. I literally just walked up and got in the back. It was great. And it's running great. A little bit better than what I remember last time, and not really rough at all. A lot of people say it's a rough invert. I didn't really experience that. Like, I didn't headbang at all. Sure, it was a little bit rattly, but I feel like all older B&Ms are like that now, so it wasn't much of a problem for me. But yeah, like the first drop is a really good first drop for an invert. I like how it only turns 90 degrees, kind of like Flight Deck at CGA. And all the inversions are great. The corkscrew is super snappy, the Cobra roll super snappy, 0G roll, it's all great, very well paced. I like the helixes, great ride. Definitely not a top tier invert. Like, I definitely think that Montu, Afterburn, Alpengeist are better. Maybe Banshee. I know Banshee is much rougher than this, so maybe not. But either way, it's a great ride. Definitely like upper mid tier invert. So yeah, super fun. All right, y'all, last time I was here, Blue Streak was not very impressive. But as I was saying, I think I need to give it a try in the front because I rode it in the back last time. And yeah, I've heard the airtime is much stronger in the front. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to get on it and see you guys afterwards.
Cedar Point. Gatekeeper gate, step near the train, place any loose items that should be open in one seated locomotive seatbelt, first and forward.
Alright guys, just got off the blue streak in the front. It is significantly better in the front than in the back. You get way more airtime and it's quite a bit less rough. It's still bumpy, but it doesn't hurt. It's kind of funny. So yeah, good ride in the front. I really enjoyed it. I would say ride in the front if you can, or at least on a non-wheel seat in the back, because it's super rough in the back. But anyway, Valravn is right here, literally right behind me, so I'm gonna hop on that, because why not? Might as well get a ride on it. Alright guys, Valravn, dear lord, that thing was rattly, man. Like, I genuinely am not kidding when I tell you Raptor was like much smoother than Valravn. I don't know what happened. I don't remember it being rough like that last year. I don't know if something happened over the winter, but yeah, that was brutal. Didn't really give me a headache, but just that thing shakes you around. I don't know. Not a fan. Like, it wasn't as rough as Shikra, but it was close. Like, I definitely think Shikra is the worst dive, then this, probably second worst. So anyway, got most of the stuff done I want to get done, so now it's re-ride time. Actually, I forgot, I need to do Magnum and Gemini. They were just closed earlier, so I'm considering if I want to go left around and do like Millie, Steve, and Maverick again before going to Magnum and Gemini, or if I want to just go to Magnum and Gemini now. I think that's what I'm gonna do. So yeah, Magnum should be up next, assuming it's not broken down again. So let's hope that that's not the case, and that we can get a few rides on it. Alright guys, you might think this is crazy, you might think this is controversial. I'm not 100% certain, but I think Magnum might be better than Millennium Force.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
That might sound crazy. Here's why. I just rode it in the back. I think overall, the front is better than the back. The front, you get much more sustained airtime on the two hills after the first drop. The only parts that are better in the back is the first drop and the big old turnaround. By the way, right now you see water slides behind me because I'm hiking way outside of the park to get some footage of Magnum, because there's no real good footage spots from within the park. But anyway, my point is, like, Millennium Force is a ride where when you ride it, it like takes your breath away. You know, you're like, whoa, that's fun, the speed and all that. Magnum is a ride where you literally are cracking up the whole time. Like, I'm just laughing at how rough it is and how ridiculous the airtime is. Like, the airtime is absolutely ridiculous. Like, it's back-breaking airtime. And I just, I don't know, man. Like, it's not gonna be like in my top 10 overall or anything like that, you know. It's not that ridiculous, but at this park, I mean, I think it might be the third best ride here. So I'm thinking about it, I'm debating it in my head, but it is ridiculously good for what it is. I don't know what the frick aerodynamics was on when they built that ride, but it's crazy. So anyway, I'm gonna go get some footage, and then when we get back in the park, I might go on Gemini. I saw they're only running one side right now, which is really lame because it cuts the capacity in half, so we'll see how that works out. If that doesn't work out, then I'm just gonna wrap back around to Steel Vengeance, Maverick, and Millennium Force. And yeah, like I said, I need to, or I don't know if I did say, but I need to ride Millennium Force again just to really make sure if I think Magnum's better. Because yeah, it was running slow this morning. I rode it like first thing, and now it's the afternoon, so it'll be running faster. So I'm gonna do that before I jump to any conclusions, but I just got some elite rides on Magnum. So anyway, I'm rambling. I'll see you guys once the next interesting thing happens. All right, y'all, real quick, I just want to show you how cool this is. That's the janky turnaround on Magnum. I walked all the way back here. I think it's round trip like a mile, because that's about how much track is on Magnum, and it's an out and back, and I'm following the layout right now on the side. Just along the beach, along the shores of Lake Erie. You can see the water over there. It's been a nice little hike slash jog slash run, because I'm trying to obviously catch the trains as they come by so I don't waste time. I got all my footage now, so headed back to the park. But I just want to show you that it's really cool being like right up there, like seeing an angle you don't normally see. And I got this idea from my buddy Ryan at Christian Coasters. I saw, I think in his last Cedar Point vlog when he came here, he hiked out here, and when I was riding it, I was like looking at the paths and like maybe I should do that too to get some footage, because in the park there's not really much good footage. So shout out to him. Definitely go check out his channel. I'll have it linked right here. And yeah, that's basically it. I'm gonna go head towards Frontier Town now. Maybe hit Gemini along the way if it's not a ridiculous line. So yeah, cool stuff. Wow, who could have ever guessed that this could happen? But you wanna know something that is likely worse? Steel Vengeance has been delayed for a while, and it appears as if they have taken one of the trains off the track. So that kind of sucks, because I was just coming over here to ride them, and now Steel Vengeance is going to have extremely hindered capacity, and Maverick is delayed. So we'll figure this out. If Steel Vengeance has a short line, then 2 trains will still be fine. But if it has a long line, it needs 3 trains, because like what'll happen is when the train that is on the track is like 2/3 of the way through the layout, the train that can dispatch out of the station will be climbing the lift hill. By the time the train that was just on the layout hits the brakes, the other train that's in the station is halfway filled, and it's like a cycle that just keeps them pumping. But if there's only 2 trains, there's going to be dead moments where they're just not loading anyone, so it kind of ruins the capacity with the way the ops are here. But anyway, I'm going to take a peek and just see what's going on over here, but might just have to wait till tomorrow to get more rides on Steel Vengeance and Maverick. Also, sorry, I forgot to mention, but Gemini is only running one side, so I'm going to wait to do that tomorrow too. Hopefully they can get both sides going tomorrow. Hi guys, I've been lapping some Steel Vengeance, and I just met a fan after getting off the ride. What's up? His name's Nathaniel, and how long have you been watching the channel for, bro?
Well, definitely before you were on. I don't know where you're at right now, but it's been months.
I'm at like 1,400 subs.
Oh, it's like probably 500.
Dude, thank you so much. That's awesome. You're an OG. Dude, this is so cool. You're the second fan I ever met too. I met one time with you. Yeah, it's so cool because like I'm really small, but like this world is really small too, because like this is happening twice.
This is where friends are made, man. It's the best park in the world.
Dude, freaking awesome to meet you, bro.
Nice to meet you
awesome to meet you, man. Thanks for saying hi. All right, that was super cool meeting Nathaniel. Nathaniel is a super cool dude. It was nice meeting you, man. Thanks for saying hi. But I want to talk about my rides on Steel Vengeance because something very interesting happened, and I want to talk about a few things kind of important here. So basically, One of the reasons why I love Air Force One so much is because the ops there don't staple you. You can actually get what's called a minimum verification ride. This is when the restraint is down the smallest amount that it has to be for it to be safe. So basically you can have like 2 or 3 inches of airtime room, and typically that would not be possible on Steel Vengeance because the ride ops kind of tend to staple a little bit here. But I've kind of developed a strategy that allows me to get airtime, and basically I will use my shins to like block the shin guards so they can't force it down. And then on the screen you can see if the seats are clear, they will turn green. So if my seat isn't green, I'll tap it till it turns green. That way they don't come down and push it back down again. And so basically I just got 4 minimum verification rides on Steel Vengeance in a row, 6 on the day, and it's my number 1 again. I know earlier I was saying like Air Force One's better and it's not close, but that's because I never experienced minimum verification rides on Steel Vengeance, and because Steel Vengeance had not warmed up at that point. Steel Vengeance is running so freaking fast right now, dude. The first drop is better than Air Force One's first drop. There are way more airtime moments. The freaking outer bank is bigger, and there's just a straight up regular airtime hill before it too. Like, everything about it is just insane. Just Air Force One is just like rapid fire, hit, 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 go, go, go. Steel Vengeance is just like sustained raw power. Like, I don't know what it is. And here's the thing, like, when I said Air Force One was my number 1, I really like had to think about it a lot and was like, I don't know, it's a hard choice. Like, it feels wrong, but I know it is. The second I got that minimum verification ride, I knew right away that Steel Vengeance was better. And so that's why I'm confident in saying it is my number 1 coaster again. I've done this before, like, this is really laughable, but when X2 was my number 1, I rode Railblazer and said that it was my new number 1, and then I went back and rode X2 and immediately was like, no, X2's better, right? So I rode Air Force One, thought it was better, but I came back here, rode Steel Vengeance, and I realized I was wrong. Steel Vengeance is still my number 1. So you can clown me if you want, but I'm just being honest. That's who I am. I share my honest opinions and experiences. And so yeah, I've gotten 6 amazing rides on Steel Vengeance today. It's been a freaking phenomenal day, and we still have plenty of the day left. I was gonna ride Maverick, but it has like an hour wait. So I think I'm gonna head over to Millie and try to get a back row because we got a front row earlier. But yeah, I got a little bit of sneaky footage there. They have the like phone lockers at Steel Vengeance, and they're broken right now, so they're making you put everything in the main lockers. So I didn't bring my bag, but I brought my phone in my pocket and just went in the queue and recorded. I obviously didn't take it on the ride because that's really dangerous, but I got some footage so you guys could see how freaking crazy fast it's running. But yeah, like when you have like 2 or 3 inches of airtime room, all the airtime on Steel Vengeance hits so much. One more thing I want to talk about Steel Vengeance is usually the inversions are like the weak part of the ride for me. Like normally the airtime's insane, but normally the inversions kind of lack. But dude, that upwards inversion after the outer bank literally feels like the death roll and Iron Gwazi in reverse. Like instead of doing it down, you're doing it up. Like it freaking flings you. Like, and the 0G rolls underneath kind of feel like the arcade roll on Air Force, not as strong, but they just fling you out of your seat. Like when it's running fast and you have like room, you fly. So yeah, get that minimum verification right and it'll change your life. So anyway, I'll see you guys over at Millennium Force. Enough about that. Amazing rides though, super good time. Alright guys, just got off my back row ride on Millennium Force, and my goodness, it is sped up a lot since this morning. That was freaking insane. Earlier when I was saying Magnum might be better, I think I was on crack, but no, the real reason why is because I hadn't ridden a sped up ride. Super good. Obviously in the back the drop's a little better. I definitely want to make my last ride of the night Millie in the front. It's like 7:15 right now, so I'm gonna see what the line for Steel Vengeance is like. If it's like 15 or 30 minutes, I'm gonna grab that and then head straight to Millie. I do want to get something to eat really quick though. I'm hungry and I still have my second meal for my plan. But yeah, normally Millennium Force I feel like isn't that intense. It has that speed factor, but I feel like normally the turns don't whip too much. But this ride for some reason, I was just getting tossed left and right on every turn. Super fun, kind of a little bit snappy, not like Maverick type snappy, but just like it throws you left and right, you know? So super enjoyable. The speed factor was insane, and I just can't imagine how insane it's going to be in the front when it's hopefully dusk. I mean, that's in 45 minutes and it's still pretty bright out. But either way, I'm going to find some food and then we're going to see about getting on Steel Vengeance. So I'll see you guys when I get food. All right guys, there's been a small change of plans because all the food near Steel Vengeance is closed early. So I'm headed to the barbecue place that I got last time I was here by Magnum. Super delicious. It should be open. So after that, we're we're gonna see hopefully if I can still get Steel Vengeance and Millennium Force in. But if I can only get one or the other, I'm gonna choose Millennium Force because I've already ridden Steel Vengeance 6 times today and I can ride it plenty more tomorrow. I want to get Millennium Force in the front row though, so we'll eat the food and see how much time we have. But yeah, if it's only one or the other, then I'm gonna take Millie. So I'll see you guys after I get my food for real this time. All right, guys, got some brisket, some mac and cheese, and some cornbread. I'm gonna dig in. I'll let you know how it is afterwards. Looks delish. All right, guys. Well, I finished my food. It was super good. The brisket was super tender, melted in my mouth. The mac and cheese was creamy and delicious, and the cornbread was super sweet and fluffy, man. Overall, delicious. Cedar Point, as I've said before, has some of the best theme park food. But it's after 6:30 now. I feel like if we ride Steel Vengeance, there's a 99% chance we're not going to get a night ride on Millie. But I'm right here by Magnum, and it is a walk-on. So my plan is one last ride on Magnum right there, one last ride on Millie, and then we'll be back here tomorrow and we can get night rides on Steve tomorrow. So yeah, I'm gonna ride Magnum and Millie, and I'll see you guys after that. It's gonna be a good time. All right, guys, walked on to Magnum. Absolutely insane, absolutely awesome. Did row 2 this time because it's a non-wheel seat. I do prefer the front cars on that ride for the more sustained airtime over the first 2 hills. The back is good for the first shot, but anyway, obviously not better than Millie. I was tripping earlier. Heading to Millie right now. It's like 7:40-ish, so I plan on getting in line at like 7:50. If I get in line at exactly 8 o'clock and go for the front, what'll happen is the line for the front will be longer than the rest and they'll disperse us, and I don't want that to happen. I want to get the front. So I'm gonna go like 10 minutes before the park's gonna close. That way I can try to secure the front no matter what. So anyway, I'm gonna try to time it to get, if not the last ride, one of the last rides of the night. Hopefully it'll get a little bit darker. It's about dusk right now, but obviously I wanna get as close to a night ride as possible. But yeah, I'll see you guys after Millie. Super excited to get to ride the OG Giga Coaster one more time today. Let's do it. All right, y'all, just got off not 1 but 2 dusk rides on Millennium Force. It wasn't really night ride, as you can see. It's still a little bit light out, but it was still beautiful. Tons of bugs though. I still have some on my arm. But yeah, unfortunately we weren't able to get row 1 because during like the last 5 to 10 minutes of the park being open, they make you fill all the available rows. So I got a row 2 and a row 16. So I got basically second to front, which it's podium seating, so it's basically pretty close to the front, and then the very back. So amazing day. 6 rides on Steel Vengeance, 4 rides on Millennium Force, 3 rides on Magnum, 2 rides on Maverick, and 1 on pretty much everything else that I wanted to do. It's just been a dream, man. Like, not too busy, great ops. And also, oh yeah, I asked the ride op when I rode in the back for extra room, and he gave me like 3 inches, so like super cool on him. Thank you, man. But yeah, today's been everything I could wish for and more. Somehow this park is better than I remembered. Steel Vengeance is better than I remembered. Millennium Force is better than I remembered. It's been an awesome day, and I'm super grateful to be here and come back tomorrow. So if you guys enjoyed the video, drop a like. If you want to see more videos like this in the future, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching.